Welcome to this topic video on form handling with Express.js. So let's get down into it. We want to use Express.js to handle HTML form requests. We want to understand the difference between get and post type forms. Okay. And we want to know when to use the appropriate Express.js middleware as needed for form processing. Okay. My Express Examples archive has these examples you'll be seeing in it. There's documentation at the Express websites, and there's information about sending forms from end to end. So first of all, are we going to do, besides the URL that we specify in the form, is it going to be a get or post? To remind you that get form information is encoded in the query string. For posts, the form is encoded into the request body. So let's give this a shot. Okay, let's do some get form handling. The basic ingredients. We need an HTML page that contains a form. For this case, we're going to just use a static page. Okay, we're going to use Express. We're going to set up an Express route to handle the form, and we're going to extract parameters from the query string. Okay, what does all that stuff mean? Well, let's take a look at the form page. Okay, first of all, we can see it in the editor. Simple get form. Here's the full document page, blah, 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 blah. Oh, here's the form. Action. We're going to call something called simple form handler. That means in our server, there's got to be a path that corresponds to it. Simple form handling, method get. Okay, if those don't match up, we've got a problem. Okay, that's part of debugging web applications. You got two sides to it, the client side and the server side. It's up to us to make sure these things match. If they don't, things won't work. That's our job, to debug this stuff. Simple get form processing. Okay, so we've got that here. What's he going to do? He's going to be listening in. He's going to get information from the query string. So let's see what kind of that stuff that's going to be. Then, because I didn't want this to be dependent on any particular template library, I have my own little function here. We would never do something like this on a real project because we'd use a template server. However, I don't want to have this depend on a particular template type. What do I do here? I pass the information in here, okay, and I create, yes, I create by hand a template, an HTML document using template strings, okay, just in HTML, in JavaScript. Okay, so just to know what's going on there. So once again, the route handler. Okay, now how am I going to deliver up that HTML page with the form on it? I'm using Express static middleware. It's going to look in my public. Okay, so here's my Express examples. My public directory for, I have a bunch of resources and stuff like that in here. I got a simple form handler. Sorry, not handler. I got simple form nicer, simple get form, all sorts of stuff. Simple post form, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so that's all in there. Okay, until I run my server though, I'm trying to get that simple form here. Until I run my server, this is what happens. Unable to connect. I don't have a server running yet. Okay. Lots of different things need to go on. Okay. So it only has one method in here. Okay. It's going to respond to the simple form handling. The form itself is delivered by the static middleware. Okay. We got this function for response. Like I said, the only reason why you're doing this, I didn't want to be depended on the template library. So I create a bunch of stuff and create a full HTML document here in this function. Much better to use templates, quicker, more efficient. Okay, so let's try running this thing. Problem on loading page, unable to connect. Let's go over here, bring up thing. We'll go node. Oh, let's just see. Simple get form handler. Okay, so that's up and running. Let's see if we can get the form. Okay. Well, it's got the form. Okay. Now, we saw it got the form from our server, etc., etc. I'm always watching when I'm debugging this stuff. Okay, so who are we sending this to? To website development. Email. webdev at csu.edu. You know there's nobody really there. Okay. Let's get started with get methods. I know. Cut me some slack. Dad jokes. Send your message. Ooh, something came back. Now let's look at, oh, look at this. Simple form handling. So this is the URL of the page that we were making the GET request to. Look, all the stuff on the form ends up, wow, right in here. The message too. Oh boy, it's long. User message equals, okay. Now each of those things had to match, those name value pairs, matched ID, it wasn't using that, it was using the name field. The name field got used there. Let's see up here, do we see username? Yes, we do, right here. Username, and I said website plus development. Okay. Then it says like user mail. So this is the form. This isn't a query string. Okay. All that stuff gets put there. Okay. Let's get started with get methods. Not too complicated. Okay. Big, long, messy thing here. If we had a longer message, this thing would just keep going on and on and on. Okay. But working good. Nice. Okay. Now, I went to, there's a cool site from CSS Tricks that has a bunch of those fun SVG patterns. So take a look if you like. Okay, they don't take hardly any space and jazz things up. Post form handling. We're going to need some middleware. Okay, because we never know what's going to be in the body. We know what's in the query string. That's easy to deal with. Okay. Okay, basic ingredients. Again, we need to serve up a page. Okay, let's stop the old server. Okay, we're going to stop that server. Okay, just to show you. And I get this other page that I'm all waiting to go with a simple post form. Oh, but it's not working. Okay, why? Because there's no server running. Once again, we're going to use a static page. What's static page? Let's take a look. It's going to be a simple post form. Okay, how can we tell it's a post form? The method here is post. Yes. Okay. We need to set up an express route handler to handle the form. Okay. The post. The posted form. Okay. So, simple form handler. We're going to close that. We're done with get. So, simple form handler. What does it have in it? Oh, app.post. That's the method, okay? Separate method, okay, name, okay? We're registering the method. Ooh. We're going to be looking at simple form handling. Oh, okay. Ooh, what's all this stuff? Well, let's take a look. Okay. You need to extract parameters from the message body. Okay. The request body, HTTP request messages can contain a body. These can be formatted and coded in many different ways. We will need help parsing this. Okay. Ours post forms is going to come in this encoding content type. So we're going to need some help dealing with that. Since, as you might guess, this is a kind of standard thing to do, but not everybody needs it. Express has some middleware, okay, that we can use, okay. We have to know what we're receiving, okay, to process that, okay. So we're going to use the Express URL encoded middleware, okay, to process that request body, okay. There are other types of body parsing middleware available for Express, okay. Built in, there's JSON, okay. So it comes with URL encoded and it comes with Express.json, okay. There are other things out there for files and things like that. Okay, so reviewing our form for post, okay, form action, simple form handling, method post, name, ID. We don't use IDs in forms. We use IDs when we're doing stuff with JavaScript and things like that. Or, okay, and so we got the name, username, name mail, okay, name user message, okay, the message we're going to send, okay, screenshot. Well, let's crank this open. Not that. This. Okay, so now we're going to go to simple form handler. This is our post form handling code. Okay, now let's see. Go over here. We want simple post form. So we're going to run that. Let's try it again. Woohoo! We got a form. Name. Who are we going to send this to? How about website development? How about web? Oh, okay. Let's form our forms nicely for the post. Ha ha ha. Okay, so we got some data in there. I'm not going to send it yet. Okay. What do we need to be able to do? Okay, so that's the form. Now, we need to be able to process this stuff. Okay. So here's the thing to handle it, but what's this? Oh, express.url encoded. Okay, what this is going to do here, this code here, okay, it's going to create a function that processes for processing the body. Okay, why are you having a function producing a function? So I can pass it options. Okay. Oh, cool trick. Yeah, so they're going to produce a parser for the body that they can send some options. Extend is true. What does that mean? I don't remember. I read how to do this on the documentation, so you will too. Okay, if you need to modify those things. So this is going to be a function that can work with requests and responses. Okay. We're going to have this function process the request first. What's its job? To process the body, the real body, and then put something useful there. Okay. After it's done, okay, our function, our handler function that we write, is going to console log the body. Why am I doing that? So I can read it. Okay. So I can check what got sent. Okay. It's just debugging. I left it in there. It'll be interesting to see. Then I do the same thing like last time. I have this silly function here that I should use the template for that creates the response message. Okay. So I've said that multiple times. I'm doing this to avoid dependency on a template library in this example. If you're taking my course and you've already learned templates, you better use them. Okay, let's try running this. okay, and watching what happens, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to click Send Message. Now, first of all, notice there's no extra junk up here, okay? This is the URL that we were sending stuff to, okay? Message for website development. Let's form our forms nicely. Okay. Now, simple form handling. Oh, look at that. Oh, wait. First, here's our request. We've got headers. Okay. What is it saying? Just post. The post is going to scheme HTTP, the address, all sorts of stuff like that. So we have a post method, okay, going to this URL. In the request, look at this. They show us that form data, okay, exactly how it'd be, okay, sent or encoded, okay. Here's that actual payload down in here, okay. So we don't need to use a separate network analyzer. We can see what went in the data, okay. Okay, because if this comes back as a splat or a big error, we can see at least what we sent it, okay, or a partial error, okay. That's why I'm saying you're going to be using all these different tools, okay, throughout the course. Okay? The only ones we probably won't worry about is memory, okay, or performance. We're going to hit storage when we look at cookies, okay. So nice. We have a way of sending things to the server. We have a way of responding to them. And as we saw before, okay, multiple callbacks, okay, with, okay, Express, okay, with our app, we saw we put in a method, we got the path, okay, then we can have as many functions as we like. This is that middleware concept, okay. It allows us to extend Express to do more things. We will use it again for setting up sessions and security. Okay, and there's a response screenshot. Okay, let's go build some websites.